My daddy hates robots.
Hello everyone, this is Cybertronian Beast, and let's talk Transformers. Today we're taking a look at Generation 1, Sludge. Do Dinobots get any more badass than Sludge? Sure, he wasn't the smartest of the bunch, and he wasn't the most agile, but he was a tough mother. And the G1 toy is just gorgeous. This thing is from 1984, and it is phenomenal. I love this toy. This is fantastic. I've got the gun, I've got the sword. I am missing the rocket launchers, but again, like I've mentioned in my past Dinobot reviews, for Slag, or Snarl. I think it was Snarl, actually. I don't care for the rocket launchers. I don't remember them having them in the show, and it's not something that I've actually desired, so I'm not too worried about getting them. Anyway, taking a look at this figure. Now, mine is pretty loose, pretty loosey-goosey. You can see just in there the wear. It's been played with pretty hardcore. So, yeah. The gun arm is still pretty tight. His left arm. And his right arm, not so much. It doesn't do anything. The wings here, they're fantastic. The legs, these legs are just bulky. They fit this figure so well. And the little compartment in the middle, I'm opening the wrong way. There you go. As someone pointed out on the last review, apparently these guys used to have little dudes that went in them when they were originally made. So yeah, cool. But as far as like Transformers go, there's nothing for this little area. So you can put stuff in there, man. But this guy is fantastic. As far as articulation goes, in 1984, and as a young kid playing with these things, I didn't care about articulation. But today, he's got a knee joint, which would go back further than 90 degrees. I mean, you're going to get, what's that? Due to transformation, I mean, that's probably 180 degrees right there. He does have another upper thigh joint, which is similar to the knee. It's uber tight because it never got used. He does have a side-to-side hip joint, so you can get a little bit of posing out of there, I guess, if you wanted to. Not recommended on these old figures. As far as his arms go, like I mentioned, his shoulders, they'll go all the way around if you can manage it. But again, it's not something I would recommend. That was about it. He did have a joint in the middle of the arm. This is not an elbow joint, it's just due to transformation. And he did have a wrist joint, which you could use for posing, because your wrist does do that, but it's not something that I really did use all that much. And his head, mine only moves slightly, and that's only probably because it's loose. So it's not really meant to move. And so sadly, the articulation on these Dinobot figures is not great. But again, they weren't really meant to be super articulated. I would absolutely love a new version of the Dinobots, like a Classics version. I know that they did Classics Grimlock, and it looked decent. I don't have it. I have Masterpiece Grimlock, and that's phenomenal. But a classics version of all of these guys would be fantastic. Getting into transformation, let's get rid of the weapons. The original weapon on him was just flat black, and a lot of little molded detail in there, really nice. The sword, quite good. Nice little molded, pipe in there, molded thing for power or whatever. And transformation, let's do that. First thing I usually liked to do was flip the dinosaur head up. And that just got it out of the way. I loved the dinosaur head. It actually, the mouth did open and close. So next, I usually like to flip down these wings. So you got to get the arms out of the way a bit. So you had to flip them up, just like that. And you could now get your wings in there. And they clamp together like that, and then the dinosaur head pegged into that. To finish off the front legs, you have to flip in the hands and flip under the, forearms. So they did just kind of sit like that. You really didn't get a lot of movement out of the arm or the front legs after that. Now onto the back. You do a very similar transformation to Grimlock with these. You got to spin the entire leg or the hip assembly around, and now you you bend the hips in to give yourself a little bit of extra distance, like that. And now you bring them all together, and they just kind of peg right into the wing area there, just like that. Perfect. And they do actually peg together, so we'll just find the peg on these, just like that. Perfect. Okay, very good. It's not snug, but it's close, I guess. Now we'll flip the tail around, which is just over top of that, like that, and it does peg together as well. And the rear dinosaur legs are just tabbed right in there, pegged right in there, and they just come out nice and neatly like that. Why are you not staying together? What is going on with this? Something's not sitting right with this 29-year-old toy. Why won't it do what I want it to do? Okay, so that's where we'll put it. And there we go. Sludge in dinosaur mode. And it's fantastic. Just a nice, easy transformation. Great chromed bits. Now, obviously, mine are worn and, beaten up a bit. But this guy was just phenomenal. I loved the way this thing looked. And, yeah. It's just a great looking figure. The head sculpt on him, not really much of an eye piece looking, but you can definitely see through the head into some robotic type bits. The sticker on the head is obviously worn off pretty good, but there was a screw under there, so that's what got hidden, and it definitely didn't help the fact that the screw there didn't help the fact that the sticker got worn off usually pretty easily. On the bottom of the figure, it's pretty clean actually. There wasn't a lot to hide. No, just a great figure. These early figures were simple and effective. They did what they needed to do, and they did it easily. If you have any questions about this figure, please ask me. I love talking about G1 figures. They were my bread and butter. They got me through my entire childhood. So go ahead, ask. Drop me a line in the forum on this YouTube link, and we'll chat. We'll chat about Transformers. If you want to chat with me on Twitter about Transformers, you can follow me on Twitter. Just search Cybertron Beast on Twitter, and that'll be me. You can follow me, and we'll talk Transformers, talk whatever you want to talk about. You can also find me on Facebook as well. Just search Cybertronian Beast, and you can like that page, and that'll be me. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Cybertronian Beast, and I'll talk to you later.